https://discord.gg/flat-earth. Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord channel. Be sure to go to VC Chi Check and 1 to get your VC verification tags to get involved in the conversation about our Earth. Be sure to bring your verifiable Earth curvature evidence, though.
Enemy spotted.
Clip from 2nd November 2023.
General relativity yet?
I've already told you what my claim was, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you can't. Well, you said it is a scientific theory, but you can't support
Well,
that,
do
right?
you think a scientific theory could have incorrect?
Well, I already decided what it was.
Could
You
you
need
think a
repeated
scientific theory can be
experimental
falsified?
backing.
Do you think a
No, the
scientific
answer is
theory can be
no.
falsified?
The theory comes after the fucking proof. The the theory comes after the demonstration. So the answer to your question is no.
Just,
No,
I
it does.
don't know if
You
you know
got
what
that
you're talking
exactly
about.
You can't have a
backwards.
I don't know if you're.
scientific
I don't know
theory
if you know what you're
without a
talking about. You can do it both
scientific
way around. The point that I was saying earlier, box
Show
ups,
me
is
the
that-
experiment, and then
is
you
that okay. Oh, you muted him. Is that with science, there was an issue in VC where someone was saying that look, there's no evidence that you could posit for general relativity. Now, that's a disingenuous claim. If you said there's no proof for it, that's fine, right? But no evidence. Look, it doesn't have to be overwhelming evidence. It doesn't have to be conclusive evidence. It doesn't have to be evidence that you particularly believe in, right?
It's mathematics, bro.
But it could
It's
be enough, right, to draw some sort of conclusions from, especially if it has predictive power, right?
It's just formal
A theory doesn't
Not a-
have to start with evidence. I don't know what the other guy's talking about. It can start with the theory, the mathematical proof, then lead into evidence afterwards. I was making no claim about a general relativity being true, right? I usually say the opposite. that
Okay, so we're
the
just going to
competing
toss
theory
out
isn't-
general relativity then, unless you
No,
can't
you
support it.
have to falsify
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't be-
How's
Why
that
did I
keep
get mute before the other guy?
happening?
Anyway, yeah, it has to be falsified, bro. Like that's the main thing.
The burden of proof is on the claim that gravity exists and is a cause, right? So I don't have to falsify your claim. What are you talking about?
No, when you said, does that mean it's true? Or like it, the point is that if you have a theory, like let's say you think gravity. Okay, if you have a theory, or you think gravity is true, or you think general relativity is true, or whatever, it's
When you
also
say-
beholden upon you to also try and falsify that theory wherever you possibly can, right? It's not
When
like
you
it's not
say
like a
theory,
claim
do
that
you
someone
mean
just assert, right?
mathematics?
Huh?
Why are you double speaking between mathematics, like our mathematical theory with scientific theory? Are you double speaking?
Did I say that? Did anyone hear?
Yeah,
Can someone,
you
can someone
said
get
you-
up the
you've
live
had a
stream
lot
and
of
clip
double
me
speak,
saying that
right?
for me?
You've had a lot of double speak, and you're very comfortable to change like a theory in mathematics. Are you talking about mathematics? I just want clarification. Are you talking
Well,
about mathematics, or are you talking about
A
science?
theory would do better if I had a mathematical proof, but it doesn't mean that mathematics is sufficient on its own, and it doesn't mean that that a theory has to have a mathematical proof.
So you are talking about mathematics.
Did you just hear what I said, sir?
I did.
What did I say? Repeat it back to me.
You didn't answer the question.
Oh, right. So you didn't hear what I said.
I asked you if you were talking about mathematics or if you were talking about science.
Well, mathematics was a passing point. That it's good to have a mathematical proof for something, but that's not what you depend the theory upon.
So you're not going to answer the question.
No.
What?
Okay.
That was like, what are you hearing? Right? I don't know what came out of my mouth that you didn't hear. Right?
You just, that was a tacit confession.
I feel like you're trolling
accused
me.
you
You're
of.
trolling me. You're trolling
It
me.
was a
You're trolling me.
tacit confession of
You're
what I
trolling me.
accused you of in the first instance.
You're trolling me.
That
trolling me.
you're very comfortable to doublespeak because you think you're slick and original, but you're not.
Okay, I'm not.
Why are
I'm
you
not
just
original. I'm
insulting
unique.
Spurs?
That's fine. Box
Pretty
up. Do you have
employee.
a problem with anything I've said thus far?
Yeah, well, I only what
Are you
won't
box up?
Hey,
clarify.
hold on. Just Bill. All right, ID, I don't need your help. Right, I'm
No, you
trying
don't.
to get him to expand on if he actually has a scientific theory or if he just has mathematics with assumptions.
You're right. I yield.
You guys
Well, I
being
think I
troll-
clarified that. Can you clarify what you mean by assumption for me?
These guys are trolling you.
Well, okay, so if you have variables and math, you can math it out, but those variables have to exist in reality to mean anything, right? I can math out Superman flying, right? But if Superman doesn't exist and then is not flying, then if I calculate his flight path, where he'll be at, what time, you can math that all out beautifully.
Okay.
But if the variables don't actually exist, then it's meaningless.
Okay. So let me give you an example because I agree with you that mathematics on its own doesn't prove anything, right? Mathematics can be inwardly self-provable. And it depends on the axioms of logic that you're using to present your proof. So mathematics on its own is
Well,
not
hold
enough.
on, there's
I already
nothing
said that. I
axiomatic
already said.
about
I thought.
space-time existing, so
I
you
said.
can't just assume it exists to math out.
Okay. Just listen, right? What you would use, for instance, is you'd want it to be mathematically consistent and coherent, but that's not enough. When I said it's not sufficient, it's necessary but not sufficient, right? I think that what follows from that is then you take, okay, look, right. So we have this theory, has some mathematics behind it. Let's try and deploy it, right, and see if it can tell us anything about the world, right? And if, for instance, you're able to make some predictions with it, let's say, everything that you're observing when you do tests seems to confirm it when you try to look for tests, right? It's not to say it's true, but it's to say that it's got some support for it, right? So like, but that's because you don't really prove a theory, right? You disprove competing theories to come to the closest possible synthetic truth you can, right? Would you agree with that?
With like math and statistics, you could correlate things, but correlation is not causation.
I'm not talking
So
about
like you could say like ice cream sales cause shark attacks on a graph, uh, but that doesn't mean that ice cream sales cause shark attacks, even though they can correlate on a graph,
but I'm not
right?
talking about
So
that, right? I'm talking about the
we're
using
just talking about numbers and variables and not
Am I?
science and scientific theories.
No, I'm not like you're getting stuck on the maths part. The maths part is just a beginning part, right? You might use the maths to come to some sort of predictions about the world, right? So you're deploying it into the world, right? And if your axioms are correct, it should have some sort of relationship with the world. It probably will, right?
Okay, so what
But
is
if it's incorrect,
axiomatic about general relativity? So you would have to start there.
well, no, it would be the mathematics that has axioms, right? Not general relativity.
Well, if something is axiomatic, it is self-evident. So then you could use that variable because we're not going to question that.
Okay, okay.
So is there
you're-
anything axiomatic you can just go off and assume to math out
Okay,
for general
let
relativity?
me illustrate the example because I'm actually taking the flat Earth. I'm defending flat earthers when they say that you could make a mathematical proof for something that's incorrect. It's because it has axioms, right? Axioms are logics that you're going to try and deploy in the world. And if the world is not telling you that this is true, then there's something faulty with your mathematical axioms, right? Your logic, right? And so in the same sort of way that if I say, look, right, this mathematics, you need mathematics to sort of spring off the board and make your theory more or a proof that it's logical, right? You also could do that for something that's incorrect. So I'm actually giving you a favor and saying like you actually are correct about that, right? It's not that I'm disagreeing with you, but then you'd have to deploy it in the real world and see like, look, right, is the real world telling me anything about the logic that I have here? And if it's reporting back to you that look, you have this observation that supports your idea, then
Okay, well, what's the
so far so good.
observation? Because you're not observing space-time bending, warping, or spiraling.
I'm not talking about the intricacies of general relativity. It's just a point about
Okay,
you're
well, you was
analyzing
earlier.
things.
Now you just want to
No.
generalize.
Earlier, I was saying that this is an example because in VC, someone was saying there's no evidence for relativity, no evidence at all. It's just all scientific theory with the presumption that scientific theories do not try to test anything. Which is why when you got on my neck about it, right, you were just missing half the reason of why I typed that message, right?
Okay, so who was saying that
I don't know.
don't know the difference between, okay, well, don't mention it then.
Well, I
Because
think
very
anyone in the room could have told you
specifically,
that
a
happened.
scientific theory is very specific. It needs repeated experimental backing, which general relativity doesn't have. So that's what I was pointing out, right? And no one is going to accept general relativity just on math alone, because you could lie in any language, including math. Those variables don't have to actually exist to math it out.
Yeah, no one's doing that. I'm not talking about the intricacy of whether or not I think GR is correct or incorrect. It's more about how you arrive at that stage of positing an idea, right? Until that's been
Well,
falsified,
even
it's
if
on the
we
table,
don't
right?
talk about general relativity and just say the globe in general, there's nothing axiomatic for a globe to then math out to say like, oh, here's some mathematical proof for it.
I don't know what you're talking about with the globe, right? But this is more just because the globe isn't a scientific theory. I wouldn't say, right? I don't think it would meet that standard for it. But if you want to see the conversation that was being had, you can just go back about an hour into the stream that TOS is recording, and you can listen to that conversation.
Why do you say a globe is a scientific theory? I was just saying that there's nothing axiomatic for a globe to then math out.
Wait, what am I saying that it is? I don't think it is. That's what I said. The globe is just a collection of observations that you've come to an inference claim on.
What's the observation? Because surely it isn't the horizon.
Sure. Well, I assume you can make some sort of inference from the horizon, but you could equally make one the opposite way. The thing about
so is the horizon geometric?
I feel like I've had this conversation earlier today, but the horizon is where the sky meets the earth, and if there is a geometric curve, it doesn't have to be congruent with that.
Okay, so you're saying it could be geometric, but it's not geometric, so that's a contradiction.
Is that what I said?
Right, you said it doesn't have to be congruent with the geometry, right? Well, therefore, it's not physical and geometric if it's not where the
why
geometry dictates. Say again?
Well, look, if you thought the world was just geometry, right, you'd be correct, right? But because geometry is also confounded by physics, then what you've just said there is gobbledygook, right? It's not a pure geometric question.
No, because like even before like axioms, you have definitions, so you have to define what the horizon is.
I'll just
define. And then if you can't define, right? Well, I guess we agree it's not geometric, right? You said it's where it seems to be the ground and sky, so it'd be apparent, not physical or geometric. So we would only have if you do try to say it's geometric, well, that'd be a verbal disagreement and contradicting what you already said.
Do you think it's possible that the geometric curve could be somewhere between the observer and where the sky meets the earth?
We only see one horizon, and that horizon we see is not geometric by definition. If you don't see it, it's not it's not a horizon. Well, right. So if we show you the black swan, are you going to point out where the second horizon is?
Did I say there was two horizons? Look, nobody.
Were you saying it could? You're saying that it could be somewhere else. Will show us where it's at, right?
Nobody in this call is falling for it, and I never said that either. If it's an apparent horizon, right, then that's what you're seeing. You're seeing how far you can see where the sky meets the earth, right? You can't see the curve. You can't see the curve between yourself and
you can't see the curve. Well, that's a globe problem.
But if I was going to say, for instance, look, either it's the case that the Earth is
choppy heretic.
If I was going to say either the Earth is expanding,
okay, my bad.
If I was going to say the Earth is expanding because we're seeing further sometimes than we should, and not as far. Other times, you would say, well, physicsy stuff is happening, right? Physicsy stuff is allowing you to see further sometimes, and sometimes not. Now, what if I just reversed it and said, like, look, okay, sometimes, right, the reverse is true. Sometimes you're able to see further, right, than what discounting the refraction index you would normally, right?
So let me ask you this question here. If physics confounds the geometry you're looking at, then how do you know what geometry you're looking at?
That's a good question. I think, I think you already know my answer to this will be just like I would make an inference based on a selection of evidences that would infer one way or the other, right? I don't think that I would make a claim that I know that the Earth is a globe.
So it's more a philosophical standpoint that it
Yeah.
must be a globe. Okay. All right. And based on that standpoint, if you see something that's not congruent with that, then physicsy stuff must have happened to make it look the way it did instead of what it is.
Well,
yeah, I'll
could've-
steal from
it
one
could've, not
worldview in
necessarily.
order to prop up my own because I'm not fucking honorable.
It could have had an impact. I mean, like, it's true that I think that the black swan definitely tells you something, and it's definitely a good argument for flat Earth. I think it's one of the strongest arguments they have. But I think for me, if I see boats going over the horizon as an inference towards something, I'm going to look elsewhere as well. I'm not going to base my thought on what the shape of the Earth is just on what I'm looking at over the sea and just draw the conclusions from a bunch of other places and compare them against each other. But that's about it. I mean, like if a flat Earth, and this is what would probably, like, I could tell you what would convince me if flat Earth was correct, and I'd need to put all my observations out there and say, look, this is a list of all the things, all the phenomena that I see and how I think I'd explain them. And then a flat earther would then look at each one, give me, a reasonable explanation or description, or if there is some things that we can't know, that's fine. And then those explanations would have to, I guess, have more scientific virtues than the other side. But because the kind of way this debate happens is a one-to-one, like compare this phenomena against this phenomena, I can't really ever see that happening.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you could have an explanation devoid of scientific experiment or science. Like explanations don't you got all kinds of fucking category errors.
Category error? Would I make a category error?
Because I can't keep up with you because I can't tell if you're talking about math or science for one, right? Empirical, objective versus subjective.
Oh, it's you. Never mind.
You bounce all over the place.
You're trolling
It's me. I'm trolling you.
Yeah.
You're trolling everyone here.
Well, no, okay. I'm putting on the table what would make.
You are the man.
I'm putting on the table what would convince me of flat Earth, right? And I'm that's what I think would probably convince me if someone could zoom out the scope of the debate with me, like and then show me how to map it out, right? The observations. That'll be fine, right?
No one can help you. Why do you think anyone can help you?
Well, flat earthers know more about how they would understand the world than I would.
No flat earther can help you, bro.
Speak for yourself. I think Britain actually is quite honest and open-minded.
I have a question. Is the Earth flat?
Take a look at it and see.
You tell me what you think.
Well, your eyes are as good as mine, I hope.
So is it flat?
Do you see a curve?
An honest question.
Looks pretty flat to me.
I mean, if you don't see a curve, what do you see?
Yes or no questions are hard.
Have you been to the beach?
Yeah.
What'd you see? Any curved water?
Yeah.
Color.
The waves.
Okay, so it was curving because there were waves, but like, was there a spherical sort of like convexity to it over its surface?
I couldn't see that far.
Yeah. See, you didn't see any, globe when you went out to the beach. You didn't see any curving water or any of that. Right. So you just saw a flat body of water like you always see when you look at a body of water. But then you have this rationalization that, well, okay, it could have been a convex body of water, but I just can't see far enough to actually, make that out.
Would it look different if Earth was a globe?
Yeah.
What would it look like?
It would have geometry to it, like the geometric horizon and stuff that we talk about all the time.
Like two big butt cheeks.
How much, though? About 20 to
Well, you know the numbers, Jesse, and you yourself admit that we don't actually observe that. So what do you got?
Well, The point is, even if Earth was a globe, if you're at the beach, if you calculate how much the right and left horizon line should be lower than the center, it's less than the angular resolution of the human eye. So you couldn't even tell by looking, even if the Earth was a globe. So you need
Okay, that's really cool, but we can check for front to back curve. You know, that would be where your geometric horizon would be, and we would use, you know, demarcation points and such to see if it's there. And you know full well that it's not, and that you have another bag of excuses for that problem. So don't even start.
Well,
You don't observe the geometry that these dudes claim. They say that you live on a specific geometric shape, and they will concede, if you listen to us argue with them, that we don't even observe that geometry, and they've got a whole bunch of excuses about the tricks light plays and stuff for why that is. But at the end of the day, we experience a flat, motionless world. It doesn't look like anything they're saying we're on. But you go outside, and take a look and figure it out.
This curve, is there an evolutionary reason?
An evolutionary reason?
Yeah.
Dude, the Earth was flat when I got here. I don't know.
Well, you're trusting your instincts. Your instincts could be wrong.
Well, we're just going straight off of what we observe. What else are we supposed to use? Isn't that what
Our
isn't-
instincts are always right.
Okay, if that's the case, then are the Globers right?
If I eat candy, does it make it like healthy for me because it tastes good? Because that's what my
Uh,
instinct is. I mean, this is amazing. It tastes
Yes.
great. But it doesn't mean it's good.
Okay, so we can't trust our observations, basically, is what I'm hearing. So
No, I'm saying it's not. It's infallible. It's just not always right.
it's infallible. You mean fallible?
And you're trusting your senses that the Earth is. There's no evolutionary reason for us to like.
Okay, so should we?
care,
Okay,
right?
so should we trust the Glober senses who go against their direct,
Not gonna
immediate
benefit
sense?
our survival if the Earth is, if we can sense if the Earth is flat or not. It's not going to benefit our survival.
So
the reason for us to protect it.
Okay, it
through
doesn't
our
matter if it's
intuition,
flat. Okay,
right?
it doesn't matter if it's flat. So you don't need to worry about this
It
topic.
doesn't matter.
Well, that's what you just said. It's not going to benefit our survival knowing it's flat or whatever. Whether it's
I'm saying no, you're appealing to your intuition, right? Like, oh, I don't sense a flat Earth. I don't see any curve. It must not be flat.
What are Globers appealing to? What are
yeah, that's
Globers
what
appealing
I'm trying to get to. If he would just stop
Intuition
talking. Yeah, if this guy would just stop talking, that's what I'm trying to get to. Okay, so we have to deny our immediate sense. Dude, you gotta stop talking. Yeah, you're just rambling through people now. If we have to deny our immediate sense of what's going on, then what sense are we using to tell what's actually going on, which goes against what we directly sense? Like, what is this? What are these mental gymnastics?
Sorry, you muted me.
Yeah, because you wouldn't stop talking, but go ahead. I'm going to go grab a beer.
Muted, not deafened. Didn't you hear what he asked?
I heard some rambling.
Fuck off, dude.
That if we can't rely on our senses or instinct,
I don't want to get
right?
into this discussion. We'll never end it, bro.
Then what are we using to determine that it's not what we're experiencing?
How can we trust the senses? How can we know? This is like the debate of the century.
Answer.
Well, I mean, your senses tell you that candy tastes good. Does it mean it's good?
We're not talking about candy. We're talking about your
You're talking about your senses here. You're saying you're appealing to your senses, right?
Damn, bruh.
Okay, so we can't trust our senses, so we can't trust whoever sensed the globe.
Well, yeah, I mean, science is more than just your immediate senses.
What is it then? What do you call it?
It's evidence. You need evidence.
Evidence. How can you tell it's evidence if you don't use your senses to detect its evidence? You're kind of in a pickle there, aren't you?
Yeah, you're gonna flip flop.
So if I
Yeah,
see it, it's true.
How do you know it's true? You're using your senses.
I mean, you're appealing to it. You're saying I see a flat Earth, therefore it's flat.
Yeah,
So,
well, how do you know it's a
it's
globe?
your
If you see a fucking globe, you can't trust your senses, right? You can't burn the whole house down and then expect to find something in the rubble. There's gonna be nothing left. You're burning it all
What does it have
down.
to do with the flat Earth? I'm confused.
Well, this is your only
Are
tactic.
houses flat too?
You guys will say that you can't know anything and then fucking just burn the whole house down because you can't know
What
anything.
does burning the house down have to do with
Not even if you know that the Earth is a globe. You can't know shit. Your worldview is fucked, dude. That's
He's
all it
dumb
is.
as fuck, but he's
You
choking
just
you right
compare
now.
burning a house down to the flat Earth, and you're telling my worldview is fucked.
Yeah, it is. Because you're coming in here saying that we can't know that the Earth is flat, but you're gonna be saying that the Earth is a globe. You're fucked, dude. There's no way.
Get him! Oh my god!
Your argument for what reality is basically just to deny what you experience it as being. Like, what is that, dude?
So you're screwed 9 ways till Sunday. So now what you got? You can't tell it's
Nah.
a globe. You can't tell it's
I
flat.
mean, the Earth isn't flat, so.
How do you know that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
using your senses.
yeah, did you use your senses to determine that?
I use my logic.
You see how fucking stupid it
Whoa.
is? Like you and
Use
the
your
rest of the
logic?
idiots that think that way. You guys think that's a good move to come in here and say that shit, but you don't know that you've sabotaged your own worldview. That's it.
Oh.
So really, you don't know shit. So might as well just put yourself on mute because you can't contribute nothing because your senses are fucked.
Yeah, yeah. You put your senses by the wayside. Then
brain must be flat.
how did you figure out it's a globe if you're doing away with your senses? Nobody
My
used
brain
their
must be
senses
flat.
to figure that out.
Your brain is a globe.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear your nonsense, bro. Come on, stop it.
Yeah. You may as well be a brain in a jar.
better let somebody else think for you.
How do you feed a brain in
Damn.
a jar? You feed him
My
fish?
brain is as flat as the Earth.
Yeah,
Damn.
Of course.
Hey,
Let
man,
somebody
with
else,
two
let somebody else think for you because you can't do it for yourself. How about that? Pretty easy,
I
right?
wish I had
So
a
whoever is feeding the fish food on the jar is maybe doing the thinking.
You sound like you sniff glue.
Okay, dude.
Uh-huh.
Is that all you know? Only insults. Do you know Pine Term? Do you know anything about the globe? Or are you like
Yeah, I
this other
do.
idiot over here that you don't know anything?
No, I believe the Earth is flat.
You don't
Mashallah.
believe it's flat. It doesn't sound like you do. It doesn't sound like you do. Well, how do you know it's flat?
Because sunspots.
Okay, so you're fucked. So most of you guys, like, you have the IQ of a road cone. So really, not much to talk about there, right? Because you fucking play Minecraft and fucking, sit around and look at Discovery Channel and shit.
I
You
am
don't have any
watching
intellect,
Castle
dude.
Miner Z right now. And
Yeah, but your intellect's fucking down to zero. So what good are you going to contribute here in this discussion? Probably nothing. Might as well put yourself on mute. That'll help everybody out.
Put yourself on mute.
damn, bro, it sounds like you had a rough day.
No, it's not a rough day, dude. I'm
Okay.
just done dealing with you fucking idiots that come in here. Fucking, you think you're all smart and shit, and you're just dumb as rocks, bro. All of you.
Based.
You keep repeating that.
Just saying. Well, yeah, maybe I wouldn't if they would shut the
He's
fuck up.
insecure.
Just as easy as that.
You're just not worthy of this platform, Pine Tom. That's all it is. Your input is too stupid, and it doesn't meet the bar.
Yeah, go mash the buttons on your controller, man. You're not really in here for discussions.
There's the too stupid for this room? Damn.
Yeah, there is. Like those individuals that piped up, yeah, they're in that category. Next. How about you, Tic Tacs?
I fear I might sound like a broken record, but I don't think I've spoken to you before. When Eratosthenes had his experiment where he kind of gave credence to the idea that the world is indeed round.
Oh, really?
And even us. Okay, let me
Can I
finish.
ask a quick question about that? Because I mean, we've been through it.
Jesus.
We've been through it.
I just
know
wanted to
where-
ask my question.
I know where you're going, and you know that I know where.
Where am I
okay.
going?
Well, Eratosthenes, sticks and shadows,
No,
right?
no.
That whole thing.
I did not want to go into the Eratosthenes.
But you just went to it. And you
I'm wanting to illustrate the idea that the experiment that Eratosthenes ran is
You're going
something that he can say, hey, this is what I did, this is what I ran, this is what I found. Try it yourself. Is there
Okay.
something that I can try myself that I can prove in the positive that the world is flat?
Well, you could try Eratosthenes without the pre-assumptions that he made of the world being a ball and the sun having parallel light. How about that? Just do the same thing that he did.
Like the Chinese did the Eratosthenes and they came to a different conclusion.
Yeah, if that's good enough for you.
Okay, before we go, I don't want to go too far.
So I won't give you an answer because you asked a question. If presuppositions are good enough for you, if that's good enough reasoning for you, then just use that.
Amen, brother.
Because the thing is that I wanted to ask you. You said it lends credence to the Earth being a ball, the Eratosthenes thing. So shadows diverge on curved and flat surfaces. How did he know that he was on a curved one to begin with?
I mean, do you want me to explain what he did and what he ran?
Yes, please.
I know exactly what he did. I know exactly what he did.
Then what's
And
your
what I'm telling you is that you will get diverging shadow angles on a flat surface as well as a curved surface. So how did he know?
Diverging shadow angles. You're going a little too fast. I know you've talked about the subject before, so just bear with me. I haven't. This is not something I'm, totally versed in. But your issue with Eratosthenes' experiment is that he didn't take into account that shadows diverge on curved surfaces?
No, dude. I'm saying that the further away from a light source that you get, you'll get a longer and longer shadow, and it doesn't matter whether the surface is curved or flat. So how did he know it was curved to begin with?
Time out. So if I have my flashlight right now and I have my computer, I maybe set it up against the wall. You're telling me the further I get back, the shadow will, let's assume that I can keep it level, keep it, in plane. The shadow will get bigger?
Yeah.
The shadow is the same. The cast of my laptop's shadow against the wall will remain the same.
Move it further away from the light source.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was moving the light source. Now you want me to move the shadow. Now you want me to move the
Well, you can't. Okay, yeah, but that's kind of ridiculous. The light source is the sun. You can't really move that. I mean, it moves itself, but the thing has to be done all at the same time, right? So you're going to go further away from that. If it's not directly overhead, you're going to get a longer and longer shadow the further away from it you go, right? So it doesn't matter if the surface is curved.
Hold on. So if I had, a laptop in one hand and my buddy was across the room with a flashlight, if I started to walk away from, let's assume there's a wall 5 feet away from me. If I started to walk 4 foot away from that wall, 3 foot away from that wall, what are you saying is going to happen to the shadow?
Well, okay, let's put it like this. You stand directly underneath the light source and you don't really have a shadow, right?
Well, the shadow would be cast by the object on the ground, right?
You're right underneath the light source and you don't really get a shadow, just like Eratosthenes had, right? Right underneath the light source, right underneath the sun, no shadow, right? Okay, now you go sort of off to the side, further away. You're not directly underneath the light source anymore. That shadow gets longer and longer the further out you go. You know what I'm saying?
No, the shadow gets longer with more of an increased angle, but the further and further I walk away, the shadow cast is the same.
What the fuck, dude? Look in the chat. I can't help you any further than I already have.
I mean, give me a break. I'm running this experiment in my head, but my understanding is if I had this, if I was holding an object in my hand and I started walking further away from the light source, obviously I'm comparing the shadow cast on a surface.
You're working too hard. Yeah, you're working too hard on this Eratosthenes, man. It's inconclusive either way.
Okay, that's not an argument. I'm asking.
It fucking is. What the fuck do you mean it's not an argument?
Don't just jump in here with nonsense.
It's inconclusive.
You're not adding or subtracting.
It is inconclusive. All right, shut the fuck up. It's inconclusive. Do you know that? Yes or no? Do you know that it's inconclusive? Do you know that it's inconclusive? Answer the question. Answer the question.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Do you know that Eratosthenes is inconclusive to provide evidence that the Earth is a globe? Yes or no?
Okay, I would agree with that.
Okay, then. There's nothing to say. Much more to say than that. We're done.
Does it need to be conclusive, or does it just need to give?
We are done.
Credence.
We don't need to talk. No, credence is not what we're looking for here, sir. We're looking for direct measurements and evidence of it. That's not going to tell us that. Credence is not. Fuck credence.
But we do have.
No, it's nothing. Let's go to something else. No, we're looking for drop over the distance, rate of change of slope. Yeah,
you're just
and I know what the fuck I'm saying.
Talking over me, and
because you don't have shit to offer with Eratosthenes.
I'm trying to understand the experiment.
We're not looking for credence.
He's giving me something. He's finally giving me something tangible.
We're not fucking
and I'm
looking
imagining
for
this scenario.
No, we're not going to spend an hour and a half on fucking Eratosthenes. It's inconclusive, like I said, and you agreed.
We don't have
and we're not looking for credence. Sorry. We're not doing it.
If I'm understanding you correctly, this is something that everyone in the room right now can go run an experiment on.
Eratosthenes. It's inconclusive.
Okay, we were talking about shadows before you jumped in.
Sorry, that's not going to work. You reiterating the point 100 times over is not going to change the fact that it's inconclusive. It's not.
Okay, the fact that it's inconclusive.
Sorry, dude. Why
doesn't change the fact that this still gives credence.
You need to stop. We're not looking for credence. We're not looking for credence.
We're not looking for conclusiveness.
We're not looking for credence.
We're looking for
conclusiveness. conclusive? No. Evidence is bullshit.
To
We're looking
support
for
the
direct
hypothesis.
measurement.
Yes,
Sorry,
we
no.
You
No.
don't even understand what we said to you. It works either way. That's going to happen on a flat surface.
It's
Or if,
inconclusive.
yeah, or if his assumption about the sun being really far and its light being parallel is true, it'll work on a curved surface. It's going to work either way. It doesn't tell you fuck all.
That's right. So
Okay,
switch
I
off
feel
of
like you guys are
Eratosthenes.
strategically moving so fast.
Strategically
the
trying to
point that
get
you
you off
made
the fucking
previously
credence
doesn't
issue.
track to reality. Because
No,
if
you're
I move
trying.
the
You're
light
hanging on to
source
this point
or
like it's
I move
something
the
to
object,
say.
the
It's not
shadow
something to
cast.
say.
You're talking
No,
over me.
no, you're not gonna keep going on with this bullshit, dude. You and the rest of the clowns come in here with Eratosthenes all fucking day, and you think there's credence. There's no fucking credence. It either is or is not telling you the Earth is measured to be a globe, and it doesn't tell you that. So stop fucking going to Eratosthenes. It's not. Fucking credence? What the fuck is this credence bullshit?
Well, I mean, he doesn't even understand what happens to his shadow as he gets out further away from a light source, so, I mean, he's hooped. There's no way you can comprehend what Eratosthenes is supposed to have done if you don't even get that, man. You don't even know how shadows work, so why are you trying to use them as some kind of globe proof? Figure that much out.
I mean, they want to stay here for 30 minutes to an hour talking about credence. Fuck that, dude.
Well, credence about this thing he doesn't understand.
But usually
Yeah, go ahead, man.
their worldview is preponderance of evidence. That's why they say, well, there's one little puzzle piece. Let's put another puzzle piece. No. That's not how this shit works. You're gonna find the drop over the distance measurement of Earth curvature. Bring some cowbell, not fucking credence.
I see a bad moon rising.
Right. Fucking rookie. I tell you, man, like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. We got Avros in here. Maybe Avros can bring some enlightenment. Avros, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Hey. So where do you stand with the topic of this room, Avros?
The world is a globe.
It's a globe. And do you know that it's a globe, Avros?
Yes.
What is the evidence that you have to tell this room that you know it's a globe?
What? Okay.
It's on
Like
TV.
If somebody was gonna, if somebody stopped you on the street and said, "Can you prove to me that the Earth is a globe?" What would you tell them?
The Boye experiment.
Say again.
The Boye.
who?
The Boye experiment.
Yeah, can you type it in the text chat if you don't mind, please?
You know, a buoy like in a bay is a little thing that bobs up and down to let you know you're getting close to rocks.
The buoy.
Yeah, the buoy.
Okay, yeah. What experiment? Drop a link of just what you're talking about.
Okay. So the reason why they're like painted with stripes is so that way you know how far away they are. And since we know the average size of the buoy because we built the things, if you calculate how many stripes are missing on it based on an angle, you can actually get the radius of the planet.
All right, go ahead and you drop information of where you're coming from. I just want to look at because one of the newer arguments that I haven't heard yet. So, do you mind doing that, or you just don't want to do it?
A math equation you use.
Well, as much information as you can support in the text chat, if you will, that'd be great.
Yeah, do we have an update on the guy who wanted to calculate the world population?
I think that'd
What
be
the
a distance to horizon.
Calculate the world population.
Remember the?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait. Yeah. No.
I figured out the world population is flat.
Run. Nah, dude. Shut the fuck up. No, I know what you're talking about. The guy. Nah, we haven't seen that guy.
Yeah, he's out in the back. All right.
No. If you have anything to contribute, Onceler, if not, put yourself on that white mic, please. Hello? Did you hear me? Onceler? We'll do it for you. It's up to you, man. What do you choose? Okay. I'm interested because I haven't heard of that argument though. It's a new one on me.
It was the
Ah.
buoy argument, whatever
The
that
buoy
is.
argument. Have you heard it, Heretic?
No, I have no idea.
Here tonight. Is it just me and you, Heretic?
It's just us
Well,
holding
yeah,
it. Well, we got Box Ups. He's been holding it down. We got Crit. He can probably chime in at some point. Fusely, yeah, Jerry. We got a few of us.
Let's go. Let's go.
Radwin.
I'm just listening and laughing my ass off. That's all.
We got Ripcord. We got Gemsy. We got Scott Mackey, thank God.
Well, he's here.
That made me laugh. Oh my god.
If we need any help, all we got to do is consult the Oracle. He always,
I forgot Quad. How can I miss Quad? We got Quad as well.
oh yeah, Quad. What's up, man?
You must save us from the nothing.
Yeah, we're pretty stacked. We're good to go.
The buoy argument coming right up in the 24/7 Flat Earth channel.
Did you see I put the
Oh fuck.
FaceTime thing on my what do you call it? Soundboard. Yeah. I got him right yesterday. I don't think you were listening on and on about gravity. I said, hold on, let's listen to something real quick. I played it and then he was not happy at all.
AB Rose, you didn't really put anything but a formula
I
in the
know.
text chat. Do you have like the actual observation and that broken down?
Yeah, we need a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's a new argument, so you're gonna have to come with the turkey and the trimmings.
I think he's for geometric horizon. It looks like
Well, it's
maybe
an
he's, yeah. This could be like a black swan or something he's talking
Yeah.
about.
That's what I mean. Like some numpty went and did the work out there because you know what I mean. They did a Jesse Path of Light kind of thing. Somebody got there with the little toy theodolite and did something crazy with buoys or some shit. I'm willing to bet. it's some anti-flat earther just fucking trailblazing out there somewhere.
While we wait for him, Heretic, would you, if you could give a list of tools that you could use to measure the curve, which ones would you say are most appropriate? Because I know like theodolites are kind of off the table. So what else would you say?
I'd say it's all over for you as soon as you have to ask a flat earther how you go about getting globe proof.
Ouch.
Deja vu.
Fuck. You didn't expect that answer, did you, Britt?
thought
Fuck,
we
that
did
wasn't on
that.
the multiple
Yeah.
choice.
That's-
Fucking hell.
Here's some tools: cup of water, swimming pool, lake, river, and then ultimately the ocean. All flat.
How would you measure a flat? Isn't that kind of like begging the question?
Yeah, that's the point of the equation I linked, is that it's not flat.
Nah, but dude, where's that other? Is that all you had? Just an equation?
Is the equation not good enough?
No, we want the cowbell, man. Bring us the observation. Bring us. What do you got? Do you got some videos? There's some link that. What experiment are you talking about? Let's look into it.
Okay, an experiment is just you applying math to the world. An equation is you applying math to the world. So same difference as far as that goes.
So it's just an equation, and you just threw in the chat, and voila, Bob's your uncle.
Oh, you can test it yourself if you like.
Test it. How are we gonna? We're not gonna do your work. You got to provide all the evidence. This isn't evidence. It's just an equation.
Why'd you call it the buoy experiment
Yeah,
if there's no
no shit.
observations of buoys that you
Well,
can apply it to? Dude,
Wait! You can't go to a beach and measure the buoys.
Us. Boo. Like, fuck.
Like
we did
what
try
about
to go look for the geometric horizon and it doesn't exist. Not even NATO could find it. So
Avros,
maybe you can.
You gotta come with better than that, man. Be honest.
Well, I don't know what you're looking for then, man. I don't know what to
You
tell
said it was a buoy experiment. I
you
I
use
thought
that.
there was gonna be a video, some guy standing by in the beach and looking out to the buoys that are I don't know, fucking something. Like at least him testing something. You got nothing, man. You just got an equation, and you just like just go measure the world. Like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
equation is used by
Yeah.
utilizing buoys. That's the point.
Who?
What do you mean who? Anyone who
Yeah.
goes to the beach.
Anyone who goes to the who's fucking done it in the first place? Did you just come up with this yourself, or did
No, I
somebody
didn't.
do it? And
I didn't come up with it myself. That's the math.
then
they-
who came up with it?
That's the math they use when they set out the buoys, and it equals out to the radius of the planet.
It doesn't equal out to the radius of the planet.
Yes, it does.
Dude.
That's why it works.
They use math as a mathematical construct, and then they superimpose that fucking math over the earth and say, voila, the fucking earth's a globe. They
Yes,
don't use it
you're
to
prone
measure
to
shit,
believe
dude.
it because you're dumb as fuck.
Fuck's wrong with you? No, I'm looking for the observation of the shit done on the beach and or
Yeah,
or
that's what that is. That's why it
yeah.
works.
Then who's done it then? Because obviously you
lying.
said the people do it all the time. They're dropping buoys.
I
and
didn't.
they're
I didn't say.
measuring-
I
Who?
didn't say all the time. I just said
The
that
fucking
when they
yeah,
drop
what
when they
organiza-
drop
who?
buoys.
What
that's
organization? Who's doing that? What
Coast
organization?
Guard. Like what
The
do you want?
Coast Guard. So can we look at the where you're gonna have to find us this information, sir? We're just asking
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So
Yeah, go away, go dig, come back and bring us all that
Or-
information. Otherwise, you don't have a
no,
case.
I don't know what
All
information
right,
you
then
want. I
clam
can.
up
I
then.
can.
If you don't
All right,
have, if you don't,
all right, if you're just
yeah,
gonna
if you-
overtalk me.
No, if you don't
what
have the information,
do you
clam
need
up.
so I can present it to you? Because
Okay,
you're
you
not
said the
asking a
Coast Guard is
specific
doing
question.
this shit, right? The Coast Guard is dropping these buoys. Is somebody? Hold on a second. Is somebody talking while I'm talking and this guy's talking? Because there's another person chiming
somebody.
in underneath.
I'm
Hello?
cracking.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, please put yourself on mute, please. All right, so back to you, Evros. If you have any information, please, we're gonna need as much as we can possible. If you're saying the Coast Guard has done this, I put the link and tell us all the stuff that they've done with the, because obviously it's not your, it doesn't sound like it's your claim. The Coast Guard or some fucking people have done it, according to you. So I need you to go ahead and bring that stuff, the information, drop it in the text channel. Why don't you, Evros? We want to look at it.
He just gave the distance to horizon equation. That's it.
We don't have the information to substantiate the claim that you're talking about. Otherwise, it's my fish is this big story, right? We don't got nothing. So can you go run and go get that, or put yourself on mute and go look for it? I don't know.
Okay, I'm looking at.
All right.
I'm looking at the entire article. What information do you need?
The one that you just fucking said, bro. What did you just tell us about it? Buoy experiment. Put that shit in the text channel so we can see.
Post the entire
Huh?
article.
All right, never mind
Well,
Forget
I mean, you brought it up. Don't be
No, you
faint
asked me.
exasperating.
I just came in to listen. You asked me a question.
Well,
That was
I
my-
know that, and then we got into it. But I mean, if you're gonna say something, I haven't heard of it before, so I'd like to see all of the information. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay,
I want to see the buoy experiment too.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah. All right, we got audio chaos, folks. What's going on?
Do you want to know how you use the equation? Because I can
Oh,
furnish
fuck.
that.
No,
Okay, so-
dude.
Hey,
Fucking
science guy,
hell.
chill out.
Okay,
Who's
so
chilling out?
yeah. Let's go to that guy. If this guy doesn't want to provide the buoy experiment, then that's your next dude, which is the whatever his name is, the something.
The something or other. Yeah, Rose, go fish for that information. We'll come back to you. We'll talk to the other guy who's dying to come in. He's chomping at the bit.
Oh, I'm here with Brodisius. What do you got to say, Brody?
Yeah, so I'm actually in space right now, and I'm looking down out of my window here, and yeah, it's flat.
Bye.
You guys, I swear. You guys are really bankrupt, huh? There's no intellect.
That was
Yeah,
gonna-
but
None
that was-
whatsoever.
come on, what are we doing here? In this?
space,
We're
right?
talking. Yeah, if you really want to have an intellectual discussion, then you'll
Not
pipe. Yeah, you'll pipe down and you'll listen, right? So what we're
No,
asking for is
you are a liar. Period.
okay. How am I lying? Go ahead and tell me. How am I lying?
I'm good.
That is, I'm a liar with no evidence.
So you're a liar then, because you can't back your claim that he's a liar.
Yeah, I'm a lying.
That makes you a liar.
You're a liar.
win. Stone him.
What was
Nah,
the
no
lie?
need.
Can you tell us the lie that he told, or are you just fucking lying?
No, man, you win.
I did, yeah.
Fucking right, I win. I'm gonna keep winning.
See, it's him.
Guards.
Right.
Nah, that's cool. But you didn't have nothing to contribute to the discussion?
Well, back to the boy
Why
experiment, I
wouldn't
guess.
Yeah, dude, by the way,
Which
you're
is
coming in
weak.
really low. We can't hardly hear you. You're like
What's there to discuss, though?
No, your mic is trash, bro. You need to do something about that.
Fucking, it's a very expensive one, but anyway,
It just
what is there to
sounds like
discuss,
garbage.
though? You have an agenda?
Yeah, your mic is garbage. You need to do something about it.
Basura.
Connection wise
Basura.
or something.
No, the audio quality is not an issue, actually, but you have an
Something.
agenda here.
Garbage.
There's no discussion.
Just reconnect or check your settings or something.
Yeah, do something,
Yeah,
bro. It's,
static. It's static.
Pass on that.
Maybe
Out of your mouth.
pay your internet bill.
oh shit. All right, I guess
I'll be monitoring.
These guys
What?
think because they pay $300 for AirPods that they don't go low on batteries.
It's like sketch comedy or something.
Yeah, your shit's all jacked, dude.
Your mic sounds like some bad comedy.
I'm funnier than all of you guys too.
Okay,
Tell 'em,
dude.
Brody. Tell 'em,
That's
Brody.
Nothing.
Let 'em know how great I am.
Good joke.
Let 'em know, Brody. Tell 'em how great I am.
You sound about like 4 sheets to the wind right now. The fuck?
Okay, so what? The fuck cares?
Brody's a failed comedian himself. He can't save
Dude, I
you.
can hear myself perfectly fine.
Shit
distance.
makes your job a lot harder when you guys come in
I can hear my
snoggered,
mic
man.
through yours.
It's
It's
bad enough
like-
that you guys don't know what's going on, and then compounding that issue by being inebriated, it's gonna make it even fucking worse.
What's? I'm not inebriating. You're fucking stupid. You're gaslighting me. It's
You're
fucking gay.
you're not inebriated. You're stupid. That's what you said.
We are not gaslighting you. You have no argument. to
Dude, I can
begin
hear
with.
myself perfectly when it replays through your mic, idiot.
Hmm.
You're not gaslighting that either.
Oh God, I'll be right.
He's-
I'm gonna go get on my. I gotta go record you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, dude, you're coming in really muffled and distorted.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't, because we'll just mute you and move on with our lives.
We got Faye
You don't have a life.
Vitches. Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. We got Faye Vitches is in here right now. What's up, Faye?
Hey,
How's it going?
good.
Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth. Now, what is your position on the topic of this room?
24/7 Zog faggot shit.
Okay.
I feel like the Earth is round.
Okay. What information do you have to support that claim, Faye?
They left.
Hmm.
That was quick.
Faded out.
Is he jumping in and out or what?
Who is?
How can there be a lunar eclipse if we're on the flat Earth, huh?
Infinity. Ah, nice that you chimed in, man. So, what is your?
I'm
position
asking
on-
a question. I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
well, I know you are. I know you're eager. I like that. But so, what is your position on the topic of this room before we?
The
go
Earth
forward?
is a globe.
Okay, that was quick.
What-
All right.
How can you have lunar eclipses
So,
on a flat Earth?
I know you're gonna ask. We're gonna answer them. All right, we'll get there. Just relax. So I want to know a little bit more about how you know the Earth's a globe. That's more important to this room than going into that question, which we will answer if you don't spurg out. Right. So, how do you know that the Earth is a globe? What best evidence do you have to substantiate the claim?
Oh, I've brought that up multiple times. We have images from space that prove that the
Okay.
Earth is a globe.
And what if
And
I-
that's
what-
the only evidence I need.
Yeah. All right. What if I was to tell you that the evidence of the Earth being a globe has been photoshopped? Would you agree or disagree with that?
Disagree.
Okay. What if I was to show you some images that will say that there's a person who actually says that they've been photoshopped?
I will let me watch the video first. I don't know
Oh,
who
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Who says that? I mean,
Well, yeah. Hang on a second. Well,
what kind of
just
research did he do? What kind of analysis did he do?
I want you to do something real quick. Go to Google and type in Robert Simon. He worked for NASA, and he did a lot of Photoshop for the Blue Marble. Sure did.
All right, let me see.
Please do.
What does he say about the Photoshop thing?
It's Photoshop because it has to be.
Where does it say that?
That's his famous quote.
Go and look it up.
That says it. It's all over the internet. It's not about a flat earther saying that. So.
It is Photoshop.
Oh, just because he photoshops stuff doesn't mean that he makes it look like a globe.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. That's exactly what he said.
Is that what? Wait, he says that he's photoshopping
Yes,
the Earth to
yes,
make it
yes.
look like a globe.
He hits.
Is there?
commands-
Where's the video of that?
Oh, there's even an audio clip. If you'd like, somebody drop the audio clip so I can play for the gentleman.
I can post a video.
Yeah, or
tells
the-
you
do
that-
we have the clip of him? Because if you do,
I've
I'll
got an
just
MP.
play.
I've got an MP4 file.
Yeah, whatever works. I'm gonna see if I can play it for.
Because I can't find anything of him saying that.
Yeah, we'll just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we shouldn't say use Google for it because Google's algorithm fucks you up.
All right. There it is. Is that it? Okay. Give me a moment so I can cue it up. Here we go. Let me try it.
Flat level water.
There was no realistic color map of anywhere.
Layer here comes from,
The moderate resolution imaging spectroradiometer of Terra.
and the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it's a little bit higher, it's like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Then,
There was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
and then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
Just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
What I imagine it to be. Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space, but I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
I think I think
you
this was
have it.
taken out of context.
No, it
Taken
wasn't.
out
it
of
was a
context.
shortcut.
How the fuck can you take that out of context,
in order
man?
to make it a quick
Hang on,
representation.
Ripcord, because you're coming in really low, brother. How the fuck is that taken out of context? Go ahead and tell us your cope, please. Tell us
My
your cope.
cope.
Yeah, you're coping now, so go ahead and tell us what you're
Well,
coping with.
first of all, it's just one guy saying a bunch of nonsense, right?
He
He's
works
just
for
saying
NASA, dude.
he worked for NASA.
Yeah,
Okay.
he worked for NASA, and he made the fucking globe, the blue marble, out of Photoshop because
And he
it has to
says,
be.
okay. So
Yeah.
and what? Is he saying that he?
And hang on.
He's
and
not
you said-
saying the
All right,
what?
relax, brother,
When did he
relax.
say that the
dude,
Earth
he
is?
just
Made it in
said
Photoshop.
Are you
Spiral,
We're just witnessing a real spiral in real time. Dude, check this out. He said, listen, he said that and he meant it, right? So he did what he did because he had to. That was his job. He was sent to make that blue marble, okay? And he
So
hit
he-
Command Z a lot. So he's
So-
doing like copy paste shit, on the Earth as a globe. He told you what he did. There's no secret to this shit, man. He did that. So what? You
So
know?
wait, hold on. So the only thing
Yeah.
he said is it's
What?
photoshopped. It has to be, right? So that's
No,
that's what he
not the
said.
only- that's
That
not the
is.
only- That's not the only thing.
Just
he
send me
said
the
because
entire video because I couldn't fucking hear half the shit.
it's in the
Colored
text chat,
the
bro.
ocean.
You might if I
Fuck.
read a quote real quick from him. He said,
The hard part was creating a flat map of the Earth's surface with 4 months of satellite data. Ritu stop whatever that person's name. There's a fucking
There you go.
search in the way.
And then
The Office of Meteorology and Climatology did much of this work. Then we wrapped the flat map around a ball. My part was integrating the surface, clouds, and ocean to match people's expectations of how Earth looks from space. The ball became the famous blue marble. It's 100% of Photoshop.
Yeah, that's it. It's all good, man.
You know
Gonna
that
be all right.
you look at on the screen and you say, "Hey, I lived there on that ball." It was made up. It's just a construct, an artist's rendition, bro.
So it is Photoshop because it has to be.
No, that's not what the claim was you made.
But Avros, I know that you don't like it because it destroys the fact that you think that there's real pictures from space and all that good stuff. Yeah, I know there's a lot of fanboys out there. Relax. But you did do that. So
Hold on.
This
No, no,
doesn't
no,
mean
I wanna-
anything. This literally doesn't mean anything, though. He's just retouching. Hold on. He's just retouching a couple of details of the Earth. He's trying to make. Obviously, it's going to be photoshopped a little bit because there's going to be a shit ton of shadows and stuff like that.
It'll be all right.
Kill yourself.
They wanted regular people who don't investigate it.
Miggy, these guys are losing their fucking minds over this. Holy. This is crazy.
So,
Take a deep breath.
I'd like to know what
Take a
cerebral
deep
device
breath,
you have in your
Infinity.
back pocket.
Well, hold on. Jesse Pathalight just posted a picture of the Earth from the moon, right? And how can you prove that this one was actually photoshopped?
Oh my gosh.
How?
Okay,
It was taken by astronauts, right?
Second,
Hold
I'll tell
on,
you
hold
one
on.
second.
You were
Come on,
asking-
debunk that one. Debunk that one. Come
You're
on.
asking
Go
me
ahead.
to-
I'll tell you how in just 1 second because we still haven't finished with the first thing, right? He didn't just touch up a picture from space. They never took a photograph of the so-called blue marble from space. That didn't happen. What they did was take a bunch of pictures of the surface. They're flat pictures of the surface of the Earth, all stitched together. Yes, it's a composite. They stitch them together. They make a composite image out of all these different pictures that they have of the Earth's surface, right? And then in Photoshop, they just take that and wrap it around a ball, and that's your blue marble. That's what he did, and that's what he's explaining.
Mm-hmm. That's all he did. So now let them unleash the cope. Unleash the cope.
As for Jesse's moon pic, that picture
So,
is.
hold on. How did he take a picture of the surface while he could just go up in space and take a picture of the Earth showing that it's a globe?
I told you they don't have any satellite high enough to do it, so they just took a bunch of low altitude pictures, relatively speaking, of the Earth's surface, right? And they just stitched them together and made a ball. That's all they did.
That's it.
Oh, okay, I see. Because there's a big conspiracy going on, right?
No, dude. It's
There
not
is.
about a
It's
conspiracy.
a conspiracy. There is a
Listen.
conspiracy. Why does it?
They are telling you that this is how they did it. Okay, it's not us, it's them.
It's just one guy saying that, and he's not saying that he made the Earth look like a globe because it is a globe.
Yes, he did,
He just
bro.
retouched a couple of details.
No, he
and
didn't
you're taking his shit out of context, like you always do, because you're.
It's not out of context, dude. You need to relax. He actually made that globe
Bro, I'm
look like
relaxed.
what he did. That's what he did. He made it look like that.
Okay, how about the one from the moon then?
So
It was taken by astronauts, right?
Wait, no, wait. So now that you said no, they didn't Photoshop anything. I just showed you they did. Now you're gonna still trust them anyways? What the fuck? Insanity?
How? Hold on. How can you Photoshop someone in something in the 70s?
No, I'm asking you a question. Dude, you said there was no photoshopped image of the Earth as a globe, and now we just showed you that there is. And a
Well,
guy
yeah,
says
a
he
couple
did.
of details. Well, where
No,
indeed
not a couple. Did you understand
Photoshopped,
anything-
yeah.
No, yeah. Do you understand
But
anything?
no,
to
he-
what they,
He
you
didn't
said that there was-
say.
You
at,
said it was
at
not
what
Photoshopped.
point in time did
You need to relax, bro. Like, what the fuck? Take a deep breath. Oosa. Oosa.
Heretic read it out to you, man. Heretic read it
Kumbaya,
out
my lord.
how it's done. Exactly how it's
God.
done. Stitching together composite strips of data.
Plugging his
Damn.
ears when I read it.
He's all the way up in that mic, man. He just like
You sound like this.
Super upset.
Yeah, I know.
No, it can't be a Photoshop. No.
That's what it sounded like, dude. It's so awesome. I love it.
It is. And
Rose,
the guy who made it,
jumping
the
on
guy
it.
who photoshopped it, told you. So you're arguing with him, man, not us. Is NASA run by flat earthers?
I don't think so. But you know, because and I knew it, man, because he's like, well, photos from NASA, and then we show him. Could it be possible that they're photoshopping? No. And then once you show him it's Photoshop, no.
I'm
Cue
not
that
using.
person. Cue that person that was screaming with that beanie. You know that
Yeah.
Trump's
Yeah.
election. No. That's what it sounded like he did at the moment. Oh fuck! These are the moments, man. Yeah, that's the one.
I'm not used to this because at 24/7, like most of the Globers we talk to already know this, and these guys are just hearing it for the first time, and they think that these are all just straight photographs.
Do you have a Cerebro to prove that?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm being serious.
To prove that the Photoshop. That
No,
the
no,
guy
no,
who-
not that. Your claim about someone else's mind state.
Oh my god, dude! Are you serious, Avros?
I am
You were
being
flipping out too, man. You didn't
I'm
go as
not.
hard as the other guy,
Please,
though.
please don't do that.
Yeah, please, please, please. You're like that. Yeah, you're like that guy too. No.
Did you
No!
find us that buoy experiment yet?
Fucking hell, bro.
Where's the
So
buoy
I have a
experiment?
question for Alpha. Are you a pro flat earther or not a flat earther? I don't get it.
I don't know what the fuck that meant. Pro
Are you?
flat earther? What
do
the
you?
fuck is
Yeah.
a pro
Are you a
flat earther?
pro? Are you a pro flat earther or are you a globetard?
He's professional, yeah.
Okay. Is there
Going
levels to this
professional
shit? I
flat
guess so.
smacker.
He's
Do you believe in a flat Earth or not? Hello, is it?
a
Is it?
pretender.
Yeah, it's not a belief, dude. We don't have a belief in flat Earth. It is what it is.
Okay,
the Earth
so-
displays itself self-evidently as a flat stationary plane.
Really?
Are
Can you
you
tell me why?
Really?
Are you trained in the arts of flat smacking, Mickey? That's what he's trying to ask.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! All day.
Yeah, it's professional flat earther. What do you need to know?
So the argument
At your
of
service.
the Photoshop. What was that about?
The Photoshop. Oh, I asked the guy, what's your best evidence for globe proof? And he said, well, photos from NASA. And I was like, well, would it stun you to know that there's photos from NASA that are Photoshopped? And he said, no. And I said, hold on a second. And then I played the clip of Robert Simmons talking about, he had an interview, but he was talking about how the blue marble that he made was Photoshopped because it has to be. And he was discussing what he did throughout all of the creation of it. So, and he just didn't believe it. He went into the spiral like, no. It was kind of funny. But yeah, that's where we're at.
No, it can't be.
The standard
Right.
spiral after they
It
find
can't
out.
be. No. It was kind of funny. Anyways, was that why you were asking that, or?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why this is a whole argument.
Well, no, it wasn't an argument. It was he thought that his best evidence of Earth being a globe was pictures from NASA, and I just like threw a big
So you
ass
do you not believe in
wrench in his
gravity?
machine. I don't. You don't
Is there a
believe
new
in.
question?
Yeah, you
There's
don't.
a new
Now, hang on,
question.
just Bill.
just
1
went
second.
right
Yeah, you
on
don't
to-
believe.
Well, gravity is a theory,
Whoa,
right? So you have to. It's a theory. You can believe in a theory or not believe in a theory.
whoa. Hold on. So you got to understand something when we talk about gravity. There's big G and little g. Big G is the theory. Little g is the effect, right? The cause and effect. So
Right.
do you know what that is before I continue?
No, explain, please.
Okay, so the effect is like when you drop a pen or a mic or something and it drops to the ground. So the pen travels through the medium of air and it falls to the ground. That is what we know as the effect. The effect can be calculated at 9.8 meters per second squared, right? So in the medium of air, that's an average rate of fall. That's the effect. Everybody that is anyone can know that. Like you don't have to be a globe earth, flat earth, globe earth. You can see that effect happening everywhere. Like different elements fall at different rates. Do you understand that?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about what globe earth is saying is the theory of gravity. So we have two competing ideas, which some people might think Newtonian gravitational theory or the Einsteinian gravitational theory are the ones that play right now. But there's only one, which is Einsteinian gravitational theory, the bending and warping of space and time. Now, have you heard of this or not?
No.
Okay, so they would say that the theory of gravity is what's causing the effect of the mic or the pen dropping through the medium of air. So in the globe Earth conception, it's the cause and effect are married. You can't separate them. So if you see the effect, that is because the bending and warping of space-time pushed that thing down to the ground. It's not a pulling to the ground, it's a pushing. Right? That's allegedly the way it goes. So time and space is being warped by the Earth's mass, how big it is, right? That's the heliocentric globe Earth understanding of gravity. So it's not as easy as saying, well, I just dropped the pen. That's gravity. No, it's not. Because that's the effect. Everybody agrees that the law of gravity is when you see something fall to the medium of air and it's calculated at 9.8 meters per second squared. And that's what the average rate of fall is. And it's useful for industries to use that equation on other things that they want to apply it to. But we're going to talk about the gravitational theory, which is that is what they're saying the cause is to that effect. And that's where the dispute happens, right? The argument. Because we would say,
When you
is
call
there
it a
any,
theory.
sir?
You're right, Miggy, but when you call it a theory, that's when there's a problem. Well,
So
because
when,
there's doublespeak.
so when
Because
we
mathematical theory and
go ahead, just
scientific theory. Yeah, there's a doublespeak in the theory, the word theory itself, right? Because the theory comes after experiment. However, you can describe things in mathematics, and you can call that a theory. But mathematics are not necessarily
Do things pull you to the ground?
theory.
Do things pull you to the ground?
All right.
No.
So
No.
right. So back to the point. So what we dispute and what we argue here, and we ask, is there any scientific evidence for the gravitational theory, Moxie? That's what we ask. I know since you didn't know any of this information, I would just assume that you don't know what I'm saying right now. Am I safe to say that? I don't want to assume that on you.
It just seems too out of this world to be something that is
Out
a
of
debate
this
nowadays.
world. What do you mean out of this world? What are you
I mean,
talking
there's
about?
a lot of different theories and debates on this situation, and the
But
one
that's
thing
fine.
that
Yeah, Moxie. Here's the thing. What I appreciate is people that are intellectually honest. Like when you say I don't know something, I respect that more than you saying I know something, and then I have to go and expose you on how much you don't know, and I don't want to do that. I don't like doing it. So please don't make me do it because I will do it, and we'll go to the degree to find out what you know about this, and I don't like that
well,
because it
I'm
exposes you
I'm
to
not
like how much you
understanding
don't
why
know.
you're being so like
Well, the reason why I say
derogatory.
this,
I'm not
I'm
doing
not
anything to you.
derogatory.
I'm just
Check this
asking
out.
questions.
So, well, I would say this: do you know what the gravitational theory is and the constituent parts of it, or not? Say
Well,
I
you don't
don't
even
know, or I
you
do
don't
know.
even know if I'm a flat earther or I
I'm
believe in
asking a
globe.
question. I'm just asking a question. Do you know about the gravitational theory of Einstein's gravitational theory? Yes or no?
I mean, not. I mean, I learned about it in middle school. I don't really remember it.
Okay, so we would just safely assume that you don't know, so we don't have to get into that, right?
No, let's not get into that.
Okay. So, is there any other questions that you might want to ask before I can ask you some questions?
I have a lot of questions about this topic, but
Do you want to ask another one? Go ahead. I'd rather take your questions than me ask you some than you know.
so if we're in a flat plane, right?
Mhm.
Wouldn't we see all stars at all, like every star ever, all at once?
No.
Why not?
Okay, so imagine, and the way I can put it to your mind so that it's not too complicated. Imagine if we're in a
You can
giant
be complicated.
Well, I just want to keep it as light as I can. So if we need to get complicated, we can. But imagine us being like in a giant warehouse, right? Just a big warehouse.
Okay.
And let's just say, for sample sake, that the warehouse is about 20 miles long. 20 miles. That's pretty far, right? You know how far 20 miles is? Like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Far.
So it's pretty far. So the distance where I'm
You don't have to
standing at,
belittle me or anything, you know.
but I have to talk in a way that I'm not assuming that
I'm
you
not
know
a
or you
child.
don't know.
You don't have to
So-
do that.
But check it out, dude. I'm not doing it for your like belittlement. I'm just doing it because I don't want to misstep or like maybe
It's an
think that you
inferiority
know something.
complex. I get it, but like you don't have to belittle me in front of everybody. It's fine. You
All
can
right, it's
continue
not
talking,
the
but
point, Moxie. Because
know
if I
it's not
start
the
going
point.
further, listen, you didn't know about the gravitational theory, and if I would have went forward, not considering you, you would have not known anything, and you would have looked like a doofus. I don't want to do that, man. That's why I'm saying that. But for the argument's sake, I want to keep it light, right? So think about it. You're one person standing on one end of the warehouse, the other person standing on the other end, and you look up. You're seeing different lights where you're at. I can't see you though; you're too far away from me. But the lights that you see above your head are different than the ones that I see. Can you understand the concept? So geographic location on the Earth is always going to matter what you see above your head. So it's not going to be the same set of stars that you would see in a different geographical location. So that's the most important part about this is that on flat Earth, in where you are at, right, it's going to matter to what you see in the sky. Every geographical location will always have a different set of stars all the time. I mean, granted that, like, you know, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you would probably see the constellations almost the same, but you would see a different set of stars in the night sky versus someone else in the southern hemisphere that's in another part of the world. Like, take for example, southern Chile and like and Australia, right? Something like that. We'd have like maybe the same constellations, just about, but then they have different stars in their night sky. Anyway, but yeah, that's how it works. So geographically on a flat level, flat and stationary plane, you're gonna have different. You know, it's gonna because like imagine just like a just like a giant map, a flat map that you put on a table, and you just like you have everybody standing on different places on that map. And that's how it is. Like there's no, it's not a globe, so you don't have to worry about like somebody being on the other side of the ball. It's just that they're too far away from you, your position. And that's why when you see different stars, or for example, like the sun, when you see the sun move away from your position, in your proximity. So if the sun moves away from you, somebody in Australia is going to be seeing like morning time when it's your night, evening time in like the U.S. Let's say. So yeah, that's because you're in a different geographical location, so you're going to see different things in the sky. Meaning the sun's going to be approaching you while it's going away from the person in the United States.
So the sun's real?
Well, as far as like the sun goes, nobody can tell you what it is. They can just tell you what they see and when what they make in their observation. So I know that's you being facetious, but I'm just gonna go ahead and let that slide because I don't really get frustrated until you start becoming a dickhead, and then I get on your ass. So I'll let that one slide. Anyway, are you have any more questions, or do you want to stop, or what?
Does have an inferiority complex.
Well, I mean, I wasn't being a dick, but I mean, he wants to go that we can play that game.
How am I being a dick
I'll
for
win.
asking questions?
Well,
aren't you supposed to be somebody?
He's the one that
who
brought it up and
gives
then
me
told you
the,
over and over again that he
information?
doesn't have one. So there you
Well,
go.
actually, I'll be honest with you, Moxie. We don't know shit to anybody. So the thing about flat Earth is everybody takes it upon themselves to do the research. So really, I don't know you jack shit, but I will, because I'm kind of like, I want you to know things. I will ask that ask me some questions. However, nobody owes anybody anything here. You got to do this. The thing about this.
But you're just contradicting yourself. You just told me to ask you questions. When
Yeah, I said so. I know, and I said that too. After what I said, yeah, I don't mind you asking questions, but I don't owe you, and I don't have to sit here and like lecture you about all the different talking points of flat
But why
Earth.
do you think every question is an attack against you?
I didn't say that.
Why do you? I mean, you're acting like it. I mean, Jesus Christ,
I'm not.
holy shit.
I'm not acting like it's an attack. You're being kind of a you're
Can't
being
even
like
listen
a little
10
fucking candy
seconds.
ass about it. I don't know why.
No, I'm not.
Try-
It's
trying
just
to
a
remember
question.
your
You're getting
name.
upset about the questions. Like what?
I'm not upset. Moxie, listen,
You tell me to
I'm
ask
not-
you
I'm not upset.
questions. I ask you
Moxie,
questions,
relax.
and then you call me a dickhead for
Dude,
asking a question.
No, I said
what?
if you are a dickhead, then you'll get that in like kind in response. So you're not though, or at least you're starting to be. But you know what I mean?
I'm gonna call it out now and say he's a dickhead.
Well, that could be, but
Alright. Okay.
I won't go. I'll go so far as to see how far it goes, because I still want him to ask some questions. But, see,
Well, I mean,
I said it again. Go and ask a question.
What's up with telescopes then?
What about that? Tell us what about it.
I mean, if you can see Venus or whatever the fuck you can see,
Mhm.
and they're all round, then why is Earth so
Well,
special to be flat?
I mean, you gotta think about it like this. What do you see in your telescope? If you were to just tell me, like, if you're gonna write it down, or you're just gonna tell me, what would you see as in your observation? Have you ever seen through a telescope, Moxie? Moxie.
Yeah.
All right.
That I
So
have.
what did you see when you? I mean, what did you look in the night sky that you can talk about?
You can
I
see
don't- I don't know.
stars. You can see shooting stars from far away. You can see explosions of
See
stars. You can see
planets.
Explosion.
planets.
Hold on. We don't see explosions of stars. And people don't see that.
You see the magic cloud.
We don't see. Listen, Moxie. We don't see explosions of stars, but stars we do see. Now, when you see a star, what can you tell me as a description of what you see? Like, take for example the
A
planet.
ball of gas. A bright ball of gas.
All right. So
How do you
one
know that?
second. You said a bright ball of gas. Can you see a bright ball of gas, or can you just see something that you might think is a bright ball of gas?
It just appears to be a bright ball of gas because that's what people say, right?
Right. Well, some people do, right? But they'll put that information in your mind, and it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with that. Because you can't just say it's a bright ball of gas. You can say probably looks bright, and maybe it looks like a ball. But when you say it has gas, then you're adding a layer of knowledge that you don't have, right? Because not in your observation. I mean, you don't
Okay,
see
well, let's
that.
take the stars out of perspective. What about the planets, though?
That's what I was talking about, actually.
Oh, yeah, no, you were talking about stars. What about the planets?
Yeah, the planets are wandering stars. They're considered wandering stars. But go ahead and
even the
bring up-
solid planets.
Yeah, bring up one of them. Like, I want you to specify which one do you think we can talk about. Doesn't matter which one you bring up.
I don't know. Let's talk about the solid ones.
Which one? Pick one.
Neptune.
Okay. What can you tell me when you look through your telescope about Neptune?
It's a ball.
Okay. What else?
Blue.
And?
It's a big blue ball, dude.
Well,
That's
I
all
know,
you can really see,
yeah,
man.
I know. I'm not saying. I'm just going up. What can somebody
mean,
else tell? What can
listen,
somebody
man,
else?
you can't really.
What can
okay.
Yeah. What? Listen. What can
listen.
somebody else tell you about it? Other
So
than
in the
what you just said?
1800s, 1700s, when we didn't have technology like we do today, we can't say, okay, so they were wrong and we're right. Okay, so we're going to base it off of, let's just say you're somebody who is fascinated about space when you're in the 1700s, and you see the first ever telescope, right? And you look through it and you see round fucking planets and stars. You can't fake that, can you? Because it's we don't have the technology to fake
I'm
that.
asking you. Other than what you said, what can somebody else tell you about that? It's a blue ball.
Nothing,
That's
because
it.
that's the fact.
I know, but after that,
It
what
has.
else
It's
can-
never changed. It's always
Moxie,
there.
Moxie, I understand. What else can they tell you about the description of what they see, other than what you just said? What else can they tell you? Do you know where I'm going with this? I want you
About
to.
Neptune?
Yeah. What else can they say
we
other than
both-
what you said?
I don't know. If you have a more powerful telescope, you can probably
Yeah, I know.
you can probably
Let's
do a lot
just-
more shit.
A lot more shit. Let's just think about it. What more can you do if you see Neptune better? What else can you tell me about it?
I mean, you can
What
probably
could
see
somebody-
the details. You can probably see what is made out of. How
How can you see what? Okay, you think that somebody's got this understanding somewhere? Some magical scientist, some fucking
No, it's just- just
high
NASA,
IQ
bro.
person. I know that, but what I'm asking you is that you have this information that you see, like the observation, and then you got a story. So outside of the observation, there's a story attached to it, and then that story is that the ball that you're looking at has a gaseous planet. It's made of like nickel and iron core. It's got like a temperature on it. Like they got a bunch of stuff to it, right? They're adding that extra layer of like a story to it. And when
right,
you
it's
hear
almost
it,
like when over the years when technology advances, we get better stuff, right?
okay, so you think that
We don't
that's
use
gonna
the same guns we used in 1800,
Moxie,
do we?
Moxie. So what happens when you hear the story? You just become a believer. You don't know that information, and for sure as hell, you can't check it out. The only thing you can do is just say what you said. Well, we have better technology, and that's how we believe stuff. And so you're gonna say based on that technology advanced, that you're gonna have a believable story. That's
Right.
all you're gonna get.
But
right?
you also believe that ancient civilizations who talked about this, and you also still believe them when they had no technology about anything.
No, you're just
I
imposing
mean, isn't
that
that
information.
isn't that
no,
the original
no,
people who thought
no.
the Earth was flat?
No,
was
no,
the
check this out.
Aboriginals?
It doesn't. Yeah, no, we're
The
not gonna even.
Aztecians?
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about those guys because even if they did say that, the story has to check out, right? So whatever it is they said, we're gonna have to visually be able to represent that on Earth. But that's not what I'm saying. So what I'm talking about is that the guys that you listen to, they're telling you a story attached to your observation. So when you look through your telescope, you're gonna see that what you see attached to the story that you said because all of technology is making things better. So I know that the story that they're saying to me is true. So you have a belief-based system based on you thinking that they figured it out. So that's all you're going to be leaning on is that information. You're like, well, shit, you guys are idiots because I know the
No,
Neptune is
it's
a
not
gaseous
just one
planet.
person. Then that's the thing.
Or it doesn't matter who it is,
It would
Moxie.
be more of an argument if it was one person, one
It
crazy person.
doesn't
Maybe that's a
matter.
good argument.
Moxie,
But
it
it's
doesn't matter who it
multiple
is.
different people.
It does not matter who it is because when your ears hear it,
So
the only
listen.
wait, hold on, Moxie, wait. The only thing that happens when your ears hear it, it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people saying not Neptune is made up of these different elements. When your ears hear it, the only thing that you can do is believe. That's it. You can't go any
Okay,
farther than
so
that.
if you're in a room full of 10
Did
people,
you understand what I just said?
yeah, I understand.
So
what,
what
you
does
said.
that
But
mean
if
to
you're in
you?
that means you have to see it to believe it, right? You're basically saying
No,
you
no,
have to
no,
see
no,
it to
no, no,
believe
no.
it.
I'm saying that when you hear what they're telling you, you're gonna be a believer, and that's as far as you go.
That's
You
not
can't
true.
go. Then what else can you do other than them telling you
I
that
mean,
the story of Neptune?
coming from somebody who has been in a Christian household who's not Christian, I don't know about that, bro. But the thing is, the point I was gonna get
You
at was
haven't
if you
gotten to
put
my
10
point.
people, listen,
You
if you
haven't got
put
to my
10
point.
people in a
We
room
haven't
and
dissected
a
my
man
point.
brings out a blue ball,
Dude, we
and
have not
everybody
dissected it.
observes it, and they say it's a spherical blue ball, what's the story behind that?
Yeah.
What's the point? I'm
After,
confused.
after that, what are you gonna do? After 10 people said it's a spherical blue ball, what else are you gonna learn about it that you didn't know before?
It's a blue fucking ball. You don't have to know.
After
You
What's
don't
the
have to.
point? I'm so
listen.
confused.
After that, dude, who's talking right now?
The guy
Hold
above
on,
you.
Moxie. Someone's talking. Who's jumping in right now?
Me. I'm
I am
asking
correct.
Yeah.
what's the
What
point?
did you ask? I am correct.
What's the point of the blue ball? I've heard this 10 times over and over again.
He's okay. So basically, his observation was that he looks through the telescope. He sees, and I was asking him, what do you see with your observation? Because there's a story attached to your observation. The observation is, I see a blue ball, right?
Now
So
what?
that was it. That was it. So now we're establishing what he sees. That's an observation. Now, what's attached to that is the story, which is what I'm telling him now. So 10 people saw the blue ball. Good for you. Now, there's a story attached to that blue ball, which is the elements that make it up. It's a gaseous planet. It's got a nickel iron core. There's a lot of other extra things that are added to that. And you say that because technology has advanced, that's okay to say that they know that. And I'm telling you, they don't know that. They're telling you a
Okay.
story and you're believing it like religion.
So
It's just the same thing like religion. You're believing it like religion, and you think that it's not religion because they call it science. But it is a religion because you can't tell me how you know that the other story that they're telling you, other than your observation, the story, you can't tell me how that's true. So it is a religion, and you're believing it. So I know that you're not a Christian, and like you were saying before, but this religion here, you believe it without any evidence. What's the difference with that? It's the same thing. Like if
you
you're
said
believing in a Christian.
religion.
Yeah, it's a religion, dude.
So science is a
big ti-
religion.
No,
No,
scientism
no,
is a religion, not
Scientism is a
scientists.
religion, not
Yeah,
scientists. Scientism. It's the belief in things that don't have any evidence attached to them. And you, my friend, are steeped into it right now. You don't know that. At least you didn't know that until this point. But now
So
think
you're
about it.
basically saying, oh, there's a blue ball in space. Nah, it's not there. It's not real.
I already told you that is your observation. That's what you see.
So
story-
what? So if you
Bro,
can see it, if
do
I
you
can see it,
understand what I'm saying?
if
Yeah,
Jerry down
you
the
see
road
that
can see
shit.
it, then what's the problem?
Because who gives a fuck of what you see? It's not the point. The point is what I'm trying to tell you is that there is another story attached to your observation. You see the fucking blue ball in the sky. If you can't even tell me it's a shape, but you're saying you see a blue ball in the sky, they're gonna tell you there's a whole other thing attached to it, like it's fucking elements of what it's made of. And you're gonna be believing it like a religion. Do you understand the fucking point? Now you need to tell me you understand, yes or no. Because we can't move from this point until you tell me you understand.
Okay, so you're telling me just because we are finding out more information on something, if I believe it,
Who's we?
What do you mean?
You said we are finding out more information. You're not finding it out. They are.
I mean,
They
obviously,
are.
I'm not.
Allegedly. I know
Believing
that's the point. When you said we, you included yourself. You're not a part of the we.
Okay, but
want you to
okay, well
just-
then they are finding out more and more information about everything. Medicine.
telling you that.
Okay.
A lot of
Don't
different
go to
things.
medicine. Let's stay right here with what we're talking about. So
Well, I
they
mean,
found out more.
it's a good analogy. I mean, it's
No,
you're-
but no,
you're-
we're not gonna. Don't. Let's keep our focus on just the sky. So if they're telling you a story, and you're saying because they found out information, you will continue to believe them without you being able to verify that. You'll just be like, yeah, sure, yeah, Neptune's made of whatever. Yeah, you're the scientist. Yeah, sure. It's a
Well, I mean,
religion, dude.
if it was one person, like let's say
doesn't
if Jesus
fucking
Christ
matter.
was the
It doesn't fucking. How many
Lord of
people
the
tell?
sky,
Yeah. How
which
many
he is,
people tell you
apparently,
about
but-
religion, bro? How many people tell you about religion? More than one,
Oh,
right?
millions.
All right,
Millions.
then that doesn't. And you don't believe in it right now.
Well, I mean,
You don't
just
believe in it?
because but just because I don't believe in Christianity doesn't
Yeah.
mean that the history is true, right?
Well, see, you don't believe in that, but you'll believe in this if there's like 10,000 scientists saying something. Whether 10,000 Christians are saying something. You just chose a different religion, Moxie. That's all you've done. You picked
Not
this
really.
one. Yeah, you did. It's scientism, and you love it.
I don't think you should tell me what I believe in or what I
You
do not
do
believe in,
believe in
or
it.
what
and
I
you-
do
you've-
love
you've-
something.
You've already said that you believe in it. You said it. What do you know about Neptune other than it
And
looks
you
like a blue
believe
ball?
in theories. Hello.
All right, answer the question. Other than the blue ball that you say you observed, what else do you know about Neptune? What can you tell me about it other than
It's
that?
a round planet.
Yeah, and there's a story. How do you know it's a planet? How do you know that? Who told you? Now you're
'Cause
getting it.
Do
Now
you know
you're
what a
getting
planet
it.
is?
Yeah, now you're getting it, right?
Can you
Because-
give me the definition of a planet, please?
Yeah, what is the
Can you do
planet?
that for me?
Because you're gonna believe the story anyway, right? Whatever they
Well,
say it is.
can you do you
How
know
the-
what a planet
Moxie,
is?
How do you know that's a planet up there?
You
How do
can't
you know?
even answer the question.
I'm
like,
asking you the question, dude. You believe
and I'm
it's a
asking you a
planet.
question. Do you know what a planet? You know what the definition of a planet is?
What is it, Moxie?
So you don't. So
I'm
how
asking
can you
you.
tell me something that's not, and you don't even know the definition of?
Listen, a fucking
Yeah,
planet
so
is like
definition
terra
is
firma,
wandering,
right?
the wandering
So-
star.
So something you could land a fucking rocket on, right? Do you
Right.
think that's right? So do you?
So
think
we
that
can
that's
land a
what's up there?
rocket on Earth, so
Do
it's a
you
planet,
think,
right?
Moxie? Do you think that that's what's up there?
What? Do you
A
believe that there's a
planet.
firmament up there?
No,
I mean, it's
a
more.
planet. Fucking you. I don't know. This kid right here, he's like he doesn't want to listen, or I don't know what's going on with your brain, bro. Because you're not listening right now. Can you pay attention? Follow along. Because I'm getting exhausted. Like you're not following along. Do you know that's a planet up there?
Yeah.
How?
Because by the definition of what a planet is,
I don't give a fuck about a definition. How do you know it's one?
based on the definition, you can't just say,
Who
"Oh,
gives
I
a
don't care
fuck
about."
the definition, Moxie? Who gives a fuck
Dude,
about it?
what does that
Yeah.
mean?
You're
Oh,
trying to say based on a definition you believe something is something? That's stupid. How do you know
Right.
it's that?
because it revolves around our solar system,
You don't
bro.
fucking know that, you dumbass.
Hello?
How the fuck do you know
We are
that?
in a solar system.
How do you know that? How do you know
that is the most
How do you know that?
basic
How do you know that?
information.
Answer. How do you know that?
Because of
Hmm?
countless and countless of trials and tribulation and
What? What
yes.
the fuck, dude?
Do you know how many
Trials
people-
Trials and tribulation.
Yes. Do you know how many people fucking have? You know how many different? So this is the problem with flat Earth.
What?
Okay, this is
The
this
blood.
is
We're
the
not
most
talking
problem.
about
The
flat Earth, dude.
tears.
We're not talking
Listen,
about
listen,
fucking
listen.
flat Earth. No, we're not gonna listen.
The
No, we're not
thought-
talking about flat Earth. We're not talking about flat Earth. We're talking about your globe idea. The planet is a planet because of a definition, is what you said. So your definition of a planet is the reason why that you know it's a fucking planet? You're fucking stupid,
Particular
dude. And on
reason.
top of that, on top of you being stupid, you're being taken for a ride. And you might be laughing behind that red mic, but it's true. Because you believe it like you know how you moved away from Christianity? You just went to another religion. And you don't even know it. Because you're happy in this religion that lets you be godless, for sure.
Yeah,
But think
shame
about
on you.
But think about it though. You're just still believing like you would in a religion. You're still believing. There's nothing different. You just chose a different religion. That's all. And I'm pointing that out to you because you think that you know what's going on, and you really don't.
So you do realize your whole argument is based on conspiracies, right?
You got nothing to say, Moxie. I already. There's nothing to say.
I mean, because you're basically just muting me and
Yeah,
it
because
just
you're a
being...
fucking dumbass, dude.
Oh,
How
I
the
know
fuck
what
do you
I know, and you know.
How the fuck do you know it's a planet? You don't know anything, bro. You really
Yeah,
don't.
this is the problem with you guys is because you say things like we're in a solar system. We ask you how you know, and you say, "Oh, countless trials and tribulations," and you can't name anything. You can't name one, dude. What's one specific piece of evidence that you know of that tells you Earth is a planet in a solar system? Name fucking anything.
Trials and tribulations. What the fuck?
I watched so many movies, bro.
That's a new one, boys.
I think he did.
Trials and tribulations.
Okay, if someone makes a definition about a new word or a phenomena, you know, and you read the definition, do you automatically know that you know what you're
He's-
speaking of?
He's
Do
gone
you
this way.
know? Yeah, I mean, all right. I was going into the meme thing. Basically, he
Okay.
made himself a meme, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he dipskied out of here.
The
That
sweat
was
and
inter-
the tears, Miggy. That's how we know.
It's a.
Sweat
It's a.
and tears.
I did it for the homies, you know, because you guys need at least a little midnight snack. So.
I don't even think he knows the definition of planet because
I mean, it's terrible. He has the mob mentality. He goes with anything the most people cry about, you know? If people cry about hang someone, then he is probably going to hang someone, you know? It's like,
Yeah, he's all right. He'll get over it. That was fun. I usually have fun when I do this.
Trials and tribulations have proven once and for all
That's
the
a new
Earth's a
one.
globe.
amen.
Look, I wonder what trials and tribulations they went through to get it to a globe. What the fuck?
I mean, you think it's easy to convince everyone to globe? That
That's the
itself is a
first time I
trial, bro.
really ever heard that. Trials and
They've lost their
tribulations.
lives.
Yeah, it was a tribulation.
Lost their
proving
lives
a
to
globe.
get us this information.
You could just imagine like a battlefield, you know, like the warriors are like there's bodies everywhere. Just like he's crawling through the trenches, and he's like taking this letter and handing it to somebody. It's the globe information. Oh, it's just like trials and tribulations, bro. What the fuck?
Get this through to the other side.
It must make it. Fucking hell, dude.
This summer, coming to a theater near you.
Trials and tribulations.
The struggle to prove the globe.
You can just imagine.
Starring
That's
Eratosthenes.
that's a blockbuster hit right there, man. Wow.
One man's struggle in the flat Earth VC.
Tell me, how do you know it's a globe? We went through a lot of trouble to get it here. Like he just breaks down.
Wasn't there a team in here? Wasn't it Moxie and somebody else?
I don't know. Was it? Oh, Infinity.
That guy started
No,
having a go at me in chat and got booted, I think.
He lost
Oh,
his
man.
mind when he found out that the blue marble's a Photoshop.
I think I think Heretic quite enjoyed that. He's like
It's hilarious.
You don't get much spiraling going on. I mean, that's really authentic. A real authentic spiral like that, it comes once in a blue moon.
His tone changed pretty quick, and then you could hear the spiral building.
Yeah, and then coming with questions for questions.
Well, we had a real stupid one earlier today where he said that light refraction proves the globe, and we're like, how does it do that? And he's like, explain a Fata Morgana.
And his answer?
Well, Jedi
can't
explained it
have-
to him, and then he just said, "Ha ha! I knew it. You guys can explain nothing. You have no answers. Ha ha!" And somehow the Earth was a globe because of that.
Oh.
Hey, riding on
You see-
eggshells. I know you're trying to make a point, but I'm actually gonna expose that you actually.
Yeah, that's a good one. Please do. I was just going to say the same
Look at
thing.
this. It's right there in the what you just posted. I just highlighted what you didn't understand.
Mm.
Eggshells.
The globe,
See that?
a pursuit or interest followed with great devotion. That's riding on eggshells right there in a nutshell.
Yeah. There you go, Riding. Thanks for that, by the way. I didn't even have to fish that out. I mean, they do the heavy lifting for us, man.
We got OP can't stop.
Trials and tribulations is typing.
Trials and tribulations.
OP can't stop. What's up, man?
What up, my Negro? What up?
Thank you for playing.
Yeah, you do this once.
Well, that was easy. He didn't want to say it, but he was already too late. His fucking tongue fell downstairs. Oh man. He's look at riding on eggshells, cartwheels, trying to get out of the fact that he just posted what it is that he has.
As soon as he buys that globe, we're going to have him show us how that impossible eclipse works on it.
Yeah, they have a working model, right? Can I see that?
That's what it's claimed. If you buy a desk globe, you have a working model.
I think it's time for me to hit the old dusty trail, man. That was fun though.
That's it for you, huh? Good times.
I'm gonna punch out.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Later, dudes.
Yeah, man. Peace
Yeah,
out.
have a good one, babe.
We have the theory of gravity. Gravity keeps you on this floor. Gravity attracts everything around its vicinity to create gravity around the Earth. Or, as we say in our astronomy courses when we teach our kids, gravity sucks. It sucks easily. It pulls everything to the center. But then Einstein gave us a different picture. Gravity doesn't suck at all. We tell our students, we lied to you. Gravity does not pull you to the floor. Space pushes you down. Why are you sitting in your chair today? Does gravity pull you to the floor? No. There is no such thing as gravitational pull. We lied to you. The space around you is warped, and space itself is pushing you down into your chair, and that's why you're sitting in your chair today.
That's why.
Yeah, great one.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.